self-confidence. As women, we are always looking forward to improve that self-confidence. And also during our cycle, our monthly cycle, we have these waves related to our self-confidence. No, it's our self-confidence. It's completely connected to our emotions and to our emotional state. If we are feeling kind of blue, if we are feeling kind of sad, then it's when this cloud is coming, and then we are walking with the cloud at the top of our head, and we just feel that we are not capable of doing anything. And then as soon as the sun is coming and we are feeling more full of energy, then this self-trust starts to blossom and to glow. Think about it now that we talk about the emotions, now that we talk about the body. When we start connecting those dots, then we understand why maybe our self-confidence is kind of low or it's kind of high, depending on in which emotional state we are, or also in which kind of connection we are towards our body. Self-confidence. Let's get started with this. I invite you to close your eyes, to connect deep with you, to take a deep inhalation from your nose, to exhale, and to listen to this question. How often you trust yourself? Again, feel this question in your body and allow the answer to come with ease. How often you trust yourself? You can now open your eyes. Write down your answer and we will talk about it. Self-confidence. It's a belief in your abilities, in your qualities, and in your judgment, in your own opinion. It is the trust you have in yourself to accomplish tasks and to achieve goals, even in challenging situations. And I will say that when we are experiencing a challenging situation and we have this strength or this trust, everything just gets there and all the supplies that we need are provided in those challenging situations because we are connected to that self-confidence, to that self-trust. We can develop self-confidence through experience of success, of positive feedback, and of self-affirmation. And just remember those moments when you were satisfied about yourself, something that you succeed. It could be in a personal matter, in a professional matter, a goal that you finish, an objective that you achieve. Think about that and remember that feeling of satisfaction, of being strong, of saying, wow, how good I am at this, or how happy I am with myself. That was this experience of self-confidence. I trust myself. I trust my abilities. Another example is when we receive this positive feedback. And in this case, when someone is telling you something positive about yourself, notice which is your reaction. If we don't trust ourselves, if we don't have this inner connection, sometimes when someone is telling you something nice, you are saying, oh, no, but it was not me. It was the situation, or it was not that difficult. So we are always like adding an excuse not to fully receive that compliment, that positive feedback. This is a thing that I would really like to invite you to do from now on. When someone is telling you something nice, even if it's the lipstick that you are wearing, even if it's the earrings, even if it's how good you cook, accept it. Just say, Thank you. I appreciate your comment. I appreciate you enjoying how I see what you feel, So just accept that positive feedback, because this will get into the brain as information, creating a positive image about yourself. And then self-confidence also will grow through self-affirmation. We were talking about all that inner talk that we're used to say. What about talking to ourselves with affirmations, with positive things, to record new things into our brain? We need to do that to boost our self-confidence. How do you see yourself? Imagine yourself as this little baby, just looking at yourself in the mirror, looking through your eyes. How do you see yourself? Which is the image that you are seeing about you in that mirror? That's quite important, because self-confidence is completely related to self-image, which is the way I think about myself, which is again this self-talk. What are you thinking? What are you seeing about your body? And this is why I suggested you to do this exercise in the week 1 about the body, looking at your physical body in front of the mirror, how you see your body, how you accept your body, which parts of your body you like, which parts you don't like and you are rejecting, and why you are rejecting those body parts. Maybe because someone told you something about that. Maybe because society was telling you that you were not enough tall or thin. What is your self-image about your body? Which are your abilities and your talents? Those that are coming very quick to yourself. I am very capable of doing this quickly. And I consider that this is my talent, that this is one of my gifts. We have been having a lot of experiences, so we can feel a little bit about our abilities. We have more information. Which are those abilities that you recognize in yourself? Not the abilities that people are telling you, those that you recognize. Let's talk about this self-image, which are your emotions. And of course, we were talking about how they change all over a day, but which are the most common emotions that you are experiencing? Which are those that are with you most of the time? Which are those feelings towards yourself? Here I am talking about yourself. Which are your feelings? Am I rejecting myself? Am I accepting myself? Am I loving myself? Am I trusting myself? Am I respecting myself? How can I see myself? How are my reactions? We were saying that the emotions are also related to these reactions. We name them and we experience those reactions, but in which way you are reacting, for example, when you are afraid? Which is your reaction when you are tired? Which is your reaction when you feel lonely? When you feel sad? When you feel happy? For example, my self-image about the reactions, it's like I scream, I shout, I am very excited. When I am very happy, or even when I am very sad, I show off. So this is my way of reacting, and I accept that. Which are your weaknesses? And just make sure that you know them, because you are able to heal them. And maybe these weaknesses are things that someone told you about yourself. because maybe at school they were telling you always that you were not good at sports. And then you kept that in mind. But then suddenly you realize that it was a talk. It was someone saying that. And you consider that as a weakness. And it is not true. Go back to what you think is weak in you. What do you need to reinforce? Which are your strengths? Those things that you are sure about yourself, that you are clear about yourself, that make you feel powerful with yourself. Which are your coping mechanisms? And this is kind of related to the reactions, but when you are dealing with something maybe difficult, how are you doing that? Maybe you cry, maybe you lay down, maybe you write, maybe you hide, or you talk to somebody. Think about these points to understand yourself better. Because when you have this bunch of information, then I will use a word that it's not very good to use, but you will be in control. Not in the negative version of using this word, but you will have the information about yourself. And when you have that information about yourself, then you trust yourself because you know your limits, because you know when you need to say no, when you need to say yes, when you are feeling strong enough to go for it, and when you are not feeling ready to go for it.